humans and future AI overlords. Sora. Well, I got access to use it, had a little bit of stumbling getting into it, but I did finally create some text to video. Now I haven't looked at them, so we're gonna look at them together. Maybe they'll be awful, maybe they will inspire you, hopefully a mixture of the two, but here we go. I'm just gonna hop on over to Sora.com, and I am using, just so you know, Safari, and I'm at Sora.com. So I have already logged in to my account. You can see here, we've got recent features saved in the Explore libraries. I'm when I logged in, it took me into my AI videos. You've got stuff you've favorited, uploads, new folder, and I did day 0 to capture all the things I did on my first day. And of course, you've got a filter here. You can do the layout if you want to do the layout in list. Square mode, just kind of cool versus aspect ratio. There's activities. You can look at if you got things pending or active, it shows up in there. Then of course your account. So it's pretty awesome. But let me just go back here to Explore. Now we looked a little bit this before, but I mean this is just amazing stuff. And I spent far too much time just looking through this and just oohing and ahhing at everything. But it's amazing. It is amazing. And this is probably one of the best examples of human creativity combined with AI technology, and it's astounding. Come on, pillow fight, that's amazing. That's incredible. I mean, this stuff is just bonkers awesome. So, wow. Santa on the beach. This stuff goes from realistic to animated to surrealistic. It's just wow. There's featured. So these are the items that OpenAI is featuring examples. So if you want to look for ones that kind of OpenAI is kind of like curating, so that you can kind of see what's possible. And don't forget, you can go into these and remix. You can create them in a loop. You can save them or favorite them. Search for similar videos. This I didn't realize was an option, so that is fantastic. So let's see here. We're looking through these videos. Let's actually click on that. Ooh, snakes, no, go away. There's some really, crazy. It's just, this stuff makes me laugh. It makes me, just blown away. Just wow. So, oh my gosh. Jeez. I'm just floored. I'm just floored. What I'm going to do here is I want to click on the search for similar videos. So let me just go up here, and I'm just going to click on this one up here. So it was a man kind of sitting there, panning around, him smoking. Let's see what this finds. So it looks like it's maybe taking some time to search through stuff. I'm guessing it's indexing the prompts and things like that and drawing some comparisons. But well, anyway, here we go. Or likely doing some AI magic with the imagery itself. But yeah, so this is the video I asked it for to find something similar. And I'm guessing it's looking at mood and tone and color and content, but this all looks very much like it all came from the same movie experience. Oh wow, so cool. So this is great. So if you find some video you like, and then you're like, more of this please. Yeah, this is definitely, oh wow. Okay, I'm favoriting that. That is so cool. I don't know, I've got a thing for these, I do love my thumbnails for my YouTube videos where I wanted to create a futuristic kind of sleek humanoid AI with glowing eyes. So that's in my mind what AIs are like, and that's just just Hollywood in action. But anyway, I'm gonna hop over here. So these are my AI videos, and it goes from last to first. So I'm gonna go to the very first video I created. Let's click on it. A sleek futuristic rocket ship reminiscent of a modern spacecraft. That is pretty cool. It's interesting how the engine is firing. It looks like it wants to detach, but anyway, let's take a look here. So I used AI. I created a basic prompt, then I used ChatGPT to create a more in-depth prompt. And that's one of the things that in playing around with this that sometimes short prompts are amazing and sometimes long prompts are amazing. So, I think there's, as you begin to play with this and explore and people, teach us how to do more sophisticated use cases, it's going to be amazing. But anyway, this was the first video I created. I wanted to do something of a spaceship kind of launching. So it's showing it kind of taking off. The separation, it clearly is not separating, but it's, got a really interesting trajectory into space. This craft clearly would have failed, in the real world. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at the next video. So this is a flock of penguins tap dancing on an iceberg. So this one definitely has more of that animated feel, but I love penguins. It's the holiday season. I love music, and pandas as a DJ just seem really cool. And that aurora in the background, that's like awesome. I mean, that's literally just magic. So look, this is a simple prompt: a flock of penguins tap dancing on an iceberg with a polar bear DJ playing groovy tunes. That is simply amazing. So, can't I can't fault that at all. That's seriously cool. So this one is draw beautiful, blonde, very fit, muscular future AI with glowing blue eyes. Okay, so clearly very fit, glowing blue eyes has got it. But that looks like that X-Men character that turns into metal. So interesting. So this is an interesting look, but not an example of really what I was kind of going for. So here's another one where I want to put AIs in the center of data. So this is an example of how I wanted to have a glowing AI tool kind of being a BI for a bunch of data flowing around it. So it's got the data flowing around it really well, but it's not quite what I'm looking for. It's interesting. I mean, it's interesting. It's kind of magical in a cool way, but interesting. And it's interesting, what it chooses to kind of put in there. So anyway, kind of an off-white ice character, but interesting. So I went back to the rocket theme, and here's what the rocket theme looks like. Wow, interesting. Okay. So a rocket is seen ascending into the heavens, leaving a radiant arc of neon light behind it. The arc cuts across the logo, dividing the canvas into stark contrast of dark and light, symbolizing the company's role of propelling humanity from its humble beginnings to a future of technological advancement in interstellar exploration. So that was a basic prompt I asked AI to help me with. Now this video definitely has a lot of the elements. So it's got the rocket ship taking off, it's got the light, it's got the starry background, it's got the the explosions, and fire, at the bottom. But it clearly feels like an AI generated, kind of experience. I mean, clearly we're here in Sora, but it's not exactly kind of what I was looking for, but definitely closer than the rocket ship that was like spinning around, and had a really bizarre trajectory. So anyway, going back here, let's go to, okay, so this is a time traveler venturing through different historical eras. So this is my time travelers walking through, okay. So it looks like he's like a guy with a turban wearing an interesting outfit. I don't know, I don't know. Then it's a woman. So I don't know. It's interesting. It starts off in this sort of kind of futuristic time frame, and then there's futuristic, then there's a little bit more historical, early American, then Egypt, so different location, so this is and then I don't know, it's very cool that it pulled together this content, because my mind would never have assembled these pieces, and I find this really kind of amazing and magical. So here's another rocket ship one. Okay, so this is the one where I have like an image and a storyboard. So I uploaded an image of a rocket ship taking off, and then so it says the scene opens with a camera panning around a sleek futuristic rocket ship poised dramatically on a well-lit launch pad against a pre-dawn sky. The rocket, reminiscent of a modern spacecraft, gleams with its polished aerodynamic contours and intricate details highlighted by the spotlight glare. A digital countdown timer appears on screen, its numbers ticking down from 10 in a precise and suspenseful fashion. As the timer reaches 0, there's an explosion of sound and visual flare as the rocket's engines ignite, releasing a torrent of flames and smoke that envelops the base. The launch is captured from multiple angles. So this was a basic prompt that I asked AI to generate a more detailed prompt, and then I cut stuff out of it because it kind of went crazy. It created just so much content that I really didn't want. And so this was like a simplified version, but I do have to say, this looks more like a traditional rocket ship takeoff. So this is closer to really what I was looking for. Now this is one flyby through our solar system, moving extremely fast at each planet. Now this is kind of awesome. I just dig this. I mean, it's not accurate, but it's cool and it's interesting how planets are flying at different directions, and we only get a few of them, so it's not really hitting all of the planets in our solar system. But it's definitely something I think, flyby through our solar system, moving extremely fast at each planet briefly. So it's kind of amazing. I mean, I think it's visually very beautiful, and it would have been cool if it could have done it with each and every planet, but that was a very simple prompt. And I think it created kind of a magical thing. It's got a weird thing about wanting to the spinning, the combination of the spinning of the actual screen is kind of cool because it just gives it more life. It looked like that planet showed up in 2 spots. So anyway, kind of amazing, very futuristic. I really dig it. Simple, quick sentence generated that. Let's see here. So here's one where this is an image that I created using, I think, Gemini, and I wanted it to animate it, and so I attached the image, and basically there is no animation. So it looks like because it didn't actually create, so it named it Auroras over Serene Lake, it didn't actually animate the prompt. I don't know if it just didn't have the capacity to do that. I'm gonna have to go back and play with that. Maybe I'll do some remixing or blending or things like that. But this is a picture uploaded that typically when you add the picture, it adds a second card in the storyboard to then animate it. So it did create a second card. A breathtaking natural scene unfolds under a starry sky. The aurora borealis of vivid hues of pink, green, and purple dance across the heavens. So this is really what I'd hoped it would do, but it doesn't look like it did it. I'm actually just going to click create here and see what that does. Oh, you don't have enough credits to generate this video. Upgrade your plan. Okay. So it looks like I have exceeded this is good to know, because I only created a few videos, but let me go back here. Let's see here. So I'm going to go back. And so that was the Aurora video. Let me go back. I just want you to know, I did create some videos where it said error running the storyboard. So I uploaded a picture and it did have a human in it. I wanted to validate, you can't, my account won't let me create pictures with humans in an image and stuff like that. So you do get that notification that it can't create that, which is good, because that's definitely a limitation that it has. This is another one where I was running a prompt where it had an error, but this was just an unexpected error that it just wasn't able to complete the prompt. So you will kind of see these errors every once in a while. And I had another one here where I was putting a very fantastical looking human shape into it, so it wasn't a picture of a person that looked very much like a person at all, but because it looked enough like a person's outline that it wouldn't generate the prompt. So it was definitely kind of a limitation there. But let me go back to some of these others here. So this was another one, a serene nature scene with flowing water, rustling leaves, and chirping birds. So look at that, ducks in a little river, a little mini pond, it looks like, or a little river. Pretty cool. I love how it pans down. It looks really realistic. I mean, I'm kind of blown away at it. It's pretty cool. I don't know if the water, if there's some other objects like off screen that are kind of, but I mean, like the wave motion, the light. It's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. I'm definitely like really impressed with this video. And it was a very, very simple prompt. Here's another more fantastical, whimsy one. A tiny hamster wearing a crown and royal robes presiding over a court. That's kind of cool. It looks like he's making a royal decree, you know, all cheese is free for everyone. I don't know, but it's pretty adorable. It'd be nice if the other mice were actually moving a little bit. It looks like there is a little bit of movement, but yeah, but they're like you know, maybe these are like military mice that are more you know, or they're just very listening to their mouse king. I don't know, but still very cool and a very simple prompt. A tiny hamster wearing a crown and royal robes, presiding over a court of mice in a miniature castle made of cheese. Look at that! Yeah, the cheese is really pretty spectacular. You know, I mean, very cool. Yeah, this is definitely more and it's something where sometimes I feel like some of the best videos are the ones where I have the least amount of content. So a thrilling chase scene. So this looks like, I love Lord of the Rings. I just watched the second season of Rings of Power and oh my god, that was awesome. I want season 3 like now. But anyway, but this is great. She's holding the bow strangely, but this is pretty spectacular. It looks like that arrow is not quite lined up inside on the bow, but I mean, look at this, the shadow of the person. I mean, I guess, oh wait, no, it looks like maybe that's a guide or something. I've never seen that in a bow before. And I'm not an archery buff, so this might be something that I'm not quite getting, but this is pretty cool. So anyway, the prompt, a thrilling chase scene through a dense forest with a skilled archer evading pursuers on horseback. So there was a horse that briefly showed early on, but it looks like she is not on horseback. But still very cool. Let's see here. So it looked like there was a horse, like very early on. But anyway, still very cool. Okay, so here's some more, you know, kind of more kaleidoscope of swirling colors and patterns. Yeah, this is definitely like a kaleidoscope of swirling colors and patterns morphing and evolving to a mesmerizing soundtrack. So I did like those little kaleidoscope toys that I had as a kid, and I liked those cool screensavers that used to generate, like, you know, to music, different things and stuff like that. So this was very cool. I think it did a great job with that one. Here's another more artistic one. So this one I like even more. So an abstract animation of geometric shapes and lines pulsating and transforming to create a dynamic visual symphony. So this is very cool. I really like this. I think that I mean, it looks amazing. I love the colors. This is definitely something, you know, that, like, man, if I could get this to go to music, that'd be super cool. Let's see here. All right, so now I wanted to create some more realistic videos, and what I mean is just more real world, so IRL stuff. So this video is wild. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you can tell it's a dancer, but the movement, there's some movements there where arms disappear. Oh wow, where she kind of like blended into the floor. Like, I mean, it's amazing and it's magical and I think it's beautiful, but clearly, you know, these are some of those AI limitations that are not realistic. But the goal here was a vibrant dance performance with fluid movements and expressive gestures conveying a powerful story with motion. I really feel like it did that, but there's some physics in there that's just, you know, kind of bizarre. Like you see, like there looked like there was a head that kind of merged back into her head. So anyway, but still super powerful and amazing. I definitely wanted to do an underwater. So here is a nice serene underwater video. Whales and fish, cool. I don't know if those hang out in the same place together. I mean, like those particular fish. I guess so. I guess, you know, I'm not you know, someone that understands like aquamarine and nature, you know, and stuff like that. But I think the coral reef looks beautiful. The whale looks amazing. Look at the air kind of blowing out of it. The fish swimming around looks pretty cool. It looks like a lot of the same kind of fish. And I guess that would be a school of fish hanging out with a whale. So, you know, definitely could be. I don't know what this is down here. I don't know what that's, if that is like an eel or something going through. There's some fish shadows down here. I don't know. I mean, that could be another fish, but anyway, interesting video. Definitely a cool underwater experience. You can see the light shining above, the air bubbles going up. I mean, it feels, and the light, you know, on the back of the whale looks stunning. I mean, that's just stunning. So awesome. So let's see here. I wanted to do another, so this is encounters. These are more theoretical, feeling-oriented kind of videos, but I do love this. I think this is fantastic. I don't know if these are people sitting in a theater looking at this on a screen, or a bunch of people out. Oh no, maybe it's a bunch of people standing maybe in a valley, in a desert, in darkness, looking up at the sky together. Let's take a look at the prompt. Encounters with the vastness of nature, mysteries of the universe, or the complexities of human existence. These experiences inspire curiosity, humility, and a sense of interconnectedness with something larger than oneself. Okay, you know what? That's pretty spectacular, because that's a really vague prompt, and I wanted to throw some kind of like high-level kind of vague prompts at it just to get Lit's thoughts. And I think this is incredible because it is, in my mind, as I look at this, sparking definitely a feeling of curiosity and inspiration and connectedness. Very cool. I mean, it's simple, but sometimes simple is like amazing. Let's take a look here. So let's see here. The act of bringing something new into existence. So this looks pretty cool. Look at that flare. So this is someone working at a computer, creating content. Interesting. So this is a person in a bright room sitting oddly, not in front of a screen. This is I don't know if it's the same person later in the evening working on something. No, this definitely looks like a different environment. But this looks like, look at those painters around, and the painting supplies. So this is, definitely, let's see here. Let's look at the prompt. The act of bringing something new into existence or uncovering something previously unknown. This can encompass artistic expression, scientific breakthroughs, or personal insights that expand human understanding and potential. So I definitely feel like we've got all those elements kind of mashed up in here in a very cool way. I mean, I think what's great about this is that you can just really brainstorm ideas with AI. That's one of the things I love using chatbots for. But okay, experience a profound connection and affection. Okay, so these are people, hugging, yet smiling, laughing. That's really pretty spectacular. Chillin', father and daughter, friends meeting up, laughing, hugging. I mean, that definitely gives me a lot of the feels. The experience of profound connection, affection, and caring for another being. Love is in its various forms: romantic, familial, platonic. Feels happiness, well-being, and self-discovery. Yeah, that's pretty. That it can do like what looks like real people expressing real emotion. That's pretty shocking. That it can do that. All right, so here's the last one I did. All right, so have a male model wear eyeglasses and move his head slightly from one side to the other. So this was a video that actually was featured, and I created a version of it just to see how similar it was. And the human male model, so I took an existing prompt and I grabbed it and I used it, slightly modified for myself, but the model looks nearly exactly the same as a model. The movements are different. I wanted him to smile and wink at the camera. So this definitely conveys some real emotion. Look at the way the light shines off the glasses. You can see the skin wrinkle with the smile, and the smile there. Wow, man, I wish I had teeth that beautiful. Like, that's awesome. But yeah, this is, there was a little wink there. So I get it. I think it came together, pretty well. So these are day 0 of the videos that I worked on with Sora. When you create your Sora videos, you're using your creator tool here. You've got all the different options. We kind of talked about that in the last video. But I created some videos from scratch using a prompt. I used some other pictures to create some videos using a prompt. I did some storyboarding with prompts. I'm going to do some remixes and looping and some things like that. But I wanted just to give you an example of some of the output. But it looks like I may have used up my prompt capabilities in just these few videos. They say you get 50 or 1,000, 1,000 points to use for these, but it looks like I may have, used those up. But anyway, this was a fantastic experience. This is the output that I generated from the first time experience, but this is just the video output. I wanted to share that with you so you could see like what actually got created in my very first day using AI. So Sora is an incredible tool. It's been out in beta for a while, but now it's available to the rest of us. There are definitely some limitations, but I'm finding it to be incredibly powerful, and I'm sure it's just going to just get better and better. But anyway, thank you for joining me. Have a great day, and see you in the next video.